Mm-mm.
I'm not leaving.
Okay. All right. Can I call the meeting to order though?
Of course.
You don't have to wait a second.
She's gonna grab an agenda.
Okay.
I like to scribble.
All right, I show it's 5:30. I'm gonna go ahead and call to order this special session of the City Council, December 19th at 6:00 p.m. Just a reminder, if everybody will check their phones and make sure that they're on silent or mute so that they don't disrupt the meeting. Just a high-level explanation for folks that are online as well as in the room. So this meeting will be what's called a closed meeting. So what happens is, you may have noticed when you got online that you were initially admitted into a waiting room and had to be let in. So that helps us facilitate the closed part of the meeting. So what will happen is, we'll do our traditional roll call in a moment, and then we'll go into a closed session of the meeting. And we'll start with the online applicants first. And what we'll do is have people in the chambers exit the chambers here, and have the people that are directly involved with the hearing online stay online. At the end of that time, what I'm going to ask you to do is to go ahead and exit the room and rejoin immediately thereafter, but you'll get put back in the waiting room. The reason is, if we boot you, I'm not 100% positive we can let you back in again. So at the end of your testimony, if you'd excuse yourself, and then you're welcome to rejoin, and you just hang out in the waiting room. When the closed session part of the meeting is done, we will then open the meeting, and any votes that are taken will be done in an open meeting. First off, is there any questions at the table on the procedure? All right, any questions in the room on the procedure? Any questions in line on the procedure? All right.
Yes, I guess I'm
Okay.
not clear. So we will have to exit the meeting and then re-enter it?
Yeah, so what'll happen is, we'll have the petitioners online enter first, just from a logistics standpoint. So what you'll do is, you'll stay in the meeting, and we'll have that part, the private part of the meeting. And then at the end of that, we'll have you leave the meeting and then rejoin, but when you rejoin, you'll go into the waiting room. And that's just to allow the other petitioner the same privacy that you'll have when we put them out into the lobby during your session. Does that make sense?
Okay, can you list who the petitioners are? Define who those are? Is that us?
Yeah, so Becky, and Becky, just for my name, can I get a last name? I apologize, I don't have it on the agenda.
Richardson.
Richardson. And of the other folks that are online, are there any of those that are directly or associated with you, or is it just you?
Yeah, I
So
am.
it would be, yeah, Nicholas
Okay.
Richardson, who is another owner.
Okay, so when we get to that first one, Becky and Nick, you will stay on. Anybody else who's online who's not involved with your petition, as well as anybody in the chambers, will leave. And then we'll do yours first, and then at the end of that, we'll have you leave and rejoin. Just recognize that you'll be in the waiting room until we're done with the other petitioner.
Okay, and will
Does that make
you, will you tell us who else is online? I didn't
Yeah.
realize there was a
Oh,
petition.
we've got, just members from the public, because this is an open meeting, so if you go to the
Okay.
list of participants, you'll see that. And the reason I say that there is because other people may join throughout the meeting. However, because of the private section of the meeting, they will not be able to join during the private part of the meeting, the closed part of the meeting, because they have to be admitted.
Okay, thank you for explanation. I didn't have the agenda and I didn't know whether this was a public or a closed session, so thank you.
So there'll be, it starts out as a public meeting, it ends up as a public meeting. In the middle, while we're discussing the private issues, it's closed.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
All right, and may I get your name just for
Patricia Frauenfelter?
Patricia?
Yes.
Make him spell it.
Okay, just like it sounds, right? Second Z is silent? All right, all right, so with that, could I start with a roll call, please?
Westwood,
Here.
Conley,
Here.
Daniel,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Ronnie,
Yes.
Rude,
Here.
Tupin.
Yes.
All right, with that, and having already
Are we gonna
completed the explanation of what's going on, the next item on the agenda concerns an appeal concerning a determination for the payment of resort tax pursuant to Red Lodge City Ordinance 952, Section 2-4-7. Information concerning the amount of resort tax owed is confidential and shall not be open to inspection by the public unless so ordered by the city council or a court of competent jurisdiction. As such, the demands of individual privacy clearly exceeds the merits for public disclosure. So with that, I'm going to ask those in the chamber who are not directly involved with this matter to step outside. And if you are online and not directly involved with this matter, if you would please exit the room at this point in the time, and you're welcome to rejoin. But we cannot begin the meeting until we are down to just the petitioner. So I see Rhett in the room. If you have the ability to exit on your own, it'll guarantee you can get back in later. There we go. All right. Becky, are you content as you look at that, as you look at the participants list, that only those that are here?
Yes.
Okay. So, is that everybody who is in the waiting room?
Yep.
All right, if somebody joins back in. All right. Just to follow the script, this meeting is now open. So we're there. At this point, I will entertain a motion, given that we have two issues in front of us. If you would be clear in your motion which case it is regarding by name, that would be helpful.
You don't want to do it?
Okay. I will do it. I'll step up. Okay, for, is it under,
Richardson?
Ox
Ox
Pasture?
indoor.
Ox indoor.
Yeah,
you know-
for the case of ox indoor axe throwing, I move to waive the $500 penalty for the, being 60 days late, the extra. There are, just for clarification, there's a 30-day late penalty of $250, and then there's another $500 late penalty for being 60 days late. They are two separate penalties, so we as council have the ability to waive one or both of them.
All right. So there's a motion on the floor to waive the $500 penalty in regards to ox indoor axe throwing by Council Member Ronning. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Council Member Tupin. Any discussion at the table? I think you already did that.
Yep.
Just then, so, all right. Make it a roll call vote, please.
Conley?
Yes.
Daniel?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Rude?
Yes.
Tupin?
Yes.
The motion passes. I will entertain a motion in regard to Blue Mountain Properties.
I move to, on the resort tax appeal for Blue Moon Mountain Properties, I move to waive the $500 60-day penalty, and just impose the 30-day $250 penalty.
I will second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Conley, and a second from Councilmember Daniels. Any discussion at the table? Hearing none, I'll do a roll call vote.
Conley?
Yes.
Daniel?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Rude?
Yes.
Tupin?
Yes.
All right. I'd just like to express my thanks to council for coming in for a special session. I appreciate that. At this point, we will go ahead and open the meeting for public comment. This is timed, so if you'd like to speak on a public comment, this can actually be on anything within the council's purview. I'm going to get my little timer out. I'll start out within the room. If you'd like to step to the podium, and this part, I'll have you step to this one if you want to. Start again with your name and your address, and then you have 3 minutes. And you don't have to, but you can.
I know.
My name is Patricia Fraunfelter. I really don't have anything to say, except whatever you decide. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
All right, I will go to online and see if there's any comments from general public online, which you count as general public too, two hats. All right, seeing none, going twice, going 3 times, we'll go ahead and close the public comment. And, I will entertain a motion for number 7,
We need to adjourn.
meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming in. So Patricia, did you understand
I'll
we took
take,
the vote?
I'll give them a lot.
Yes.